Okay, welcome to the next segment of my final project. In this section, I'll be showing you some easy tips and tricks on how to doing like editing portraits. And by that, I mean taking pictures like this one. And yes, that is me. I know, I'm beautiful. And like cutting the backgrounds out, just making them easier to use, making portraits pretty much instead of just pictures. Well, first thing you're gonna want to do, and you always want to do this when working with pictures, is take your layer. After my Photoshop unlocks, take your layer and change it for your background, which this will be, to an actual layer. You never want to work with the background because it can just destroy the picture. Then make a couple extra layers. I always just do 2 or 3, just precautionary. Take your first layer and make it a background. You always want to have a background, but you never want your picture to be the actual background. Alright, now to cut off the back part of this, you can always just take your eraser and just, the old-fashioned way. But if you don't want to do that, you can, if you're lucky, take your magic wand tool. If you're lucky, this will work. Not all the time, though. Just whatever you want, background, click it. And sometimes just the whole background will come up, and you can just delete it with a quick delete. Well, that didn't work, so you gotta just use that. Now, one other thing you can use your magnetic lasso tool, and then just go around the outside like this. You can see how it'll stick to the outside of it like that. But the unfortunate thing about the magnetic lasso tool is sometimes it'll cut off hair, especially if they have the photo has a lot of hair. You see on the outside right there it gets raised up, which comes in handy, but it's not the most accurate thing. Stupid thing. Now the easiest way to do this and to actually make this accurate is take your normal lasso tool, trace along the outside of your picture like this, and then I know this is going to sound a little and I know this is going to sound a little bit weird, but once you get to the end of it, don't go underneath your photo. By that I mean go up around like this, and instead of highlighting your picture, it'll highlight the background. And once you have that, just delete it. You see, it doesn't clean it all off, but it gets most of it in one fell swoop. And then what you do is you can take your eraser and you can just clean it up. And another easy thing to do is just unlasso it first. Just take your eraser and just clean it up. It doesn't kill a lot of it, but it saves you time. So now the easiest way to do this is also the biggest pain. The way to get this most accurate, take your pixel size down to about 5-6 pixels, then just zoom in. Zoom in until you get a nice up-close picture. You see, like I said, I'm beautiful, so this won't be hard for you guys to look at. And, shut up. Just trying to be serious here. But, then just go along the outside and just use your eraser. And if you make a little dent like I did, just undo it. And then that's the important thing about this is don't do too much before you lift your pencil. Because I'm using a drawing pencil right now to do this, one of the ones you plug into your computer. But don't do too much without lifting. That way if you do screw up, you won't have to go back and do a lot. And a real easy way to do this is just cut some off like that, then take your magic wand, highlight it, delete it. Sometimes it'll leave little bits and pieces behind, but if it does that, it's easy to clean up. So you just go back to your eraser. And this may take a little while, but it looks a lot better. And I mean, one thing you can do is if you feel confident in your abilities, increase your pixel size. Don't do it too much, take it about to 11. And then just be really careful. Find the edge of where it starts to erase. And just be really careful. Go along the outside, take it out. But, yep. Just be really careful. And you see down here where if your colors are together, then just try to make it about right. Try to give it a natural curve. As you can tell, I'm tracing my shoulder. Try to just give it a natural looking curve, and then just go from there. See, once you have a decent enough space in between, the actual picture that you want to keep and the background, and increase your pixel size of your eraser up and just take it all out in 1 or 2 swipes. Like I said, it takes a little while, but it looks good. Alright, and then once you got one side done, come over and do the other. See, now I lucked out on this. I thought to put my hood up to take this picture with, if you get to the point where you're doing hair, which I think you'll run into the bottom of this one, what you're going to want to do is take your transparency, your opacity, turn it down to about 30%, maybe a little bit higher. Let's see. No, you can't really see it. When you do that, it'll cut it out, but it won't kill it all. So that if you screw up, you don't lose all the fuzziness that you get with hair. I mean, you still get the detail in it. It's just you're still erasing it too. So it takes a little bit longer, but it looks better. And just like I said, just trace around the outside of this, and once you get done, you've got just a blank portrait you can do pretty much anything with.
You can actually download them.
There's a bunch of background noise in here right now. I can erase minutes. I don't know.
So these are all documents that I've had my students.
Oh shit, it probably was.
Just working in my website, this is an Apple this is a document.
Nope, went a little bit too far there. Ah, crap. See, that's the importance of lifting your pencil every now and then, because otherwise you're going to have to redo this whole spot. It's annoying. You know, it doesn't take too long, but it's annoying. So just lift your pencil or let go of your mouse button every now and then, depending on what you're using, whether it be a drawing tool or a pencil. I mean a drawing tool or a mouse. Now one thing that I did do right here, I nicked the outside of the hoodie. One of the easy ways to fix this is just to use your stamp tool, this one right here. What you do is, turn the pixel rating down, you don't want it that big. Activate it, just drag it down, and you see it fills in with the color that's above it, like right there. See it fills in right there, and just makes it look nicer, makes it look a lot more natural. And go back to your erasing. So, like I said, it takes a little while, but it does make it it makes it just look nicer once everything's cleaned up and out of the way. And then one thing that's a little bit odd that I've noticed, sometimes when you get in real close like this, you can't actually tell if it looks right. So one thing you can do is once you get it, just zoom back out. And if it looks right, which this one does, there you go, you get your portrait. Now, what you can do with these is those easy little backgrounds I showed you how to make in the last one. If you want to open up one of those, sorry, a lot of good crap to go through. Let's see, we'll use the red one. Just open this. See, that's a nice springy one. Won't really look right behind me, but oh well.
And if you want a copy
Then just drag
of it, then
and
you
drop.
save that copy back.
Now take this
All
layer
you need to do is know somebody's email address. Like,
and
okay, I
arrange
need-
it,
if
send
I want
backward.
to share this with you,
There you go.
I'm going to go.
And you see, then you just take all your layers,
uh,
flatten the image,
Now, see, if
and
there's
then
something
save it
going
all
on
up,
that I would want to check in this
and there you go.
you just start typing somebody's name in here. Okay, there's everybody in the system that has blue. in
You
it.
go from,
Now, if I'm sharing stuff out with a kid,
let's see, you
I'm
go from
probably
this
gonna get rid of this. Yeah.
to this.
If there is a viewer,
Useful,
they can, even if you make
easy,
someone a viewer, they can still
time consuming a little bit, not hard though.
And I think
All right.
they become viewers.
Till next time.